What's going on YouTube? It's your boy Kilgore here, back with another Call of Duty mobile video. In this video we will be discussing the top 5 best SMGs in Call of Duty Season 11. So if this video was helpful to you guys, go ahead and leave a like, subscribe, turn on that notification bell, and guys, thank you so much for 74 subscribers. You guys have been helping me out so much. You guys have been supporting the channel so much, and I can't even thank you guys enough. But I won't waste no more of you guys' time. Let's get straight into the honorable mention of this video.
Like a Hellcat.
In the honorable mention place, you have the Fennec, the Chicom, and the PDW/Razorback. Now these 3 guns are honorable mentions simply because they do lack in certain things, but they are fairly usable. So let's get into the Fennec first. So the Fennec as a gun, its only problem is that fire rate built up with that magazine capacity. SMGs are supposed to be aggressive guns that you can take out 1, 2, or 3 enemies up in their faces because of how quick you are moving. The Fennec does give you a high speed rate, but the fire rate and the bullet capacity just doesn't add up. So simply because of that, it is not recommended to take 2 enemies at the same time when using the Fennec, simply because the fire rate is so high on this thing that it basically will run out before you even know it. For the Chicom is a burst weapon, and it's not really everyone in the Call of Duty mobile community likes a burst weapon, but the Chicom has a nice hip fire rate, and it also has a fairly great damage rate if you really look at it, and that's why I really included those 2 guns. As for the Razorback/PDW, both the Razorback and the PDW are basically the same gun. It's only that they are made different. But the Razorback is a fairly good gun because it has a great fire rate and a great enough damage rate to take down your enemies. So while these guns are not on the list, it is really and truly worth trying, and I think that you guys will love these guns because of how great they are close range and mid range. Now with that said, let's get into the number 5 spot on the list. Now in the number 5 position, we have a gun that was once a god, a legend in the beginning of this season towards the ending of last season. I'm talking about none other than the HG40. This gun was everywhere. This gun was in ranked, it was in battle royale. This gun was being used everywhere because of how awesome and how great the gun really was. Towards the beginning and the mid of this season, the gun did receive a shadow nerf that caused a little damage change. Now what happened, the damage was actually nerfed on the gun, and it basically caused the gun to take down the enemies a bit slower than usual because it received a damage drop. But the gun is still a average gun. It is fairly usable, and not only that, it does still have its 0 to no recoil, and because of that you still see this gun being used here and there in the rank of this season. So the gun is still usable, guys. Not because it really received that nerf, it means that it's not usable. It's still a fairly usable gun, and you will find this gun dominating in the mid to long range parts of the battle. It does fall a bit short in that close range encounter, but you will still love this gun. So with that said, let's get straight into the number 4 spot on the list. In the number 4 spot, we have the close range dominator, the QQ9. This gun is a great gun when it comes down to close and in some mid-range encounter because of that high fire rate. This gun I think is a lot better than the Fennec because it does have a high fire rate, but the magazine capacity is usable with that high fire rate. Not only that, you get speed and you get everything that you would want in an SMG. The QQ9 provides all of that for you. Not only that, the thing that I like the most about the QQ9 is its fire rate. The QQ9 shreds when it comes down to close range encounter, and it is one of the best guns in close range encounters on this list. So when it comes down to all of your close range encounters, I recommend the QQ9 simply because of how your strafing speed can be improved. And for those of you that don't know what strafing is when you initially move from side to side and prevent your enemies from hitting you with shots. So it makes a lot of changes in all of your gameplay. So that's what I like about the QQ9. But with that said, let's get into the number 3 spot on the list. Now in the number 3 spot, we have a gun that has a high fire rate and is in some cases just like the QQ9. I'm talking about the MSMC. Now this gun shreds when it comes down to short and mid-range encounters, simply because of how great the recoil of the gun is when you add the right attachments to the gun. Now another thing with the MSMC is that speed that you get with the gun. It is insane the amount of speed you can push on this gun. This gun falls extremely short when it comes down to its long range encounters, simply because that's where you start to see the recoil pick up. It does have a high vertical recoil because of that fire rate, but it is a lot more controllable than the Fennec's recoil. But because of that, you will find this gun being used aggressively to take down your enemies in close range and in mid range. And when you even go into rank, I've seen a few people move so fast with this gun that it is hard to keep track of them. So the MSMC definitely has my recommendation for the 3rd spot on the list. But with that said, let's get into the number 2 spot on the list. In the number 2 spot, we have a gun that dominates in all ranges. Short, medium and long. I'm talking about none other than the one and only RUS. This gun balances out everything that you need in a gun. High fire rate, check. Extreme good strafing speed and runaround speed, check. And not only that, this gun has the ability to shred your opponents to how great this gun is. It is personally one of my favorite guns, and you do see this gun being used a lot in ranked, simply because this gun has AR potential. This gun can go up against AR and shred some of the ARs that are in this season, but simply because of that high fire rate balanced out with that high and great magazine rate. So I definitely recommend you guys, if you haven't tried the RUS, give the RUS a try. This gun will not disappoint. Another thing about the RUS is it has great iron sights. Now, for those of you that are unfamiliar with the term iron sights, the term iron sights mean the gun without a scope. Basically, when you ADS, you're looking at the iron sights right there. But it has great iron sights, which shows you that you have enough space to work with to buff this gun or reconstruct this gun to any way how you want this gun. So this gun definitely has my recommendation. If you haven't tried it, definitely try it. And with that said, let's get into the number 1 position on the list. This gun is rumored to be the new HG40 of Call of Duty, simply because of how great the gun is. I am talking about the one and only long range destroyer, mid range annihilator, short range destroyer. I am talking about the GKS. This gun is an amazing gun when it comes down to all ranges. This gun takes out your enemies quicker than you can imagine because of its high damage rate. The GKS is a great gun and has always been a great gun, but since the fall of the HG40, the GKS has become the most used SMG right now. If you go into ranked, you will see a few GKSs being used. And not only that, my boy Ferg even talked about how great and underrated this gun really is. This gun swags a high damage rate and a decent fire rate. It has a great magazine capacity rate, and the best thing that I like about this gun that I don't see in any other gun is the reload time of the gun is extremely decent without the fast reload attachment. So if you guys don't have this gun anywhere in your class, like, what are you guys doing? Give this gun a try, you're going to love it. But if you guys agree with my list, please leave it in the comment section down below. Leave a comment about anything that you may or like or dislike about the video. I will change it or I will respond to the comment overall. Thank you guys so much for the support, guys. We're at 74 subscribers and I am just so happy of all the support that you guys have been giving me. It really helps out my day. But if you guys want to support me, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, leave a comment, drop a like on the video, and guys, continue to support me. I will continue to upload videos, and thank you guys, and I'll see you guys in the next video.